It's working.
Yes, sir.
Here.
I love learning. Okay.
Well,
So it is getting me on. That was more.
okay, ready?
Yes, sir. God.
This meeting is called to order at 6:07 p.m. Would anyone like to pray over the meeting? Now bow your heads.
Lord, thank you for bringing us together for this second meeting. Guide us as we work in our committees, as we debate important issues to the students, and as we allocate funds to enrich our campus experience. And Lord, give us the ability to make this a brief and efficient meeting. Amen.
Roll call. Eric.
Oh, okay. Jacob Alexander.
Present.
Oh, okay. Sen Alexander. Present. Senator Sally Boston. Senator Aaliyah Brown. Senator Samuel Carr. Senator Mario Castillo. Senator Jordan Day. Senator Jason Beamer. Senator Wicked Draper.
Here.
Senator Janaya Hill. Senator Joshua Fahey.
Here.
Senator Christopher
Farinas.
Freitas, yeah. Senator Cafe Rivera Hernandez. Senator Jada Jump. Senator Mackay Pickens.
Present.
Senator Isabella Blanco.
Present.
Okay. Senator Shafan Young. And Senator Simon.
Here.
Yeah.
Do we have quorum?
No. Senate President Hunter Compton.
Present.
President Pro Tempore William Sam.
Present.
Sergeant at Arms R.V. Wallace.
Present.
Secretary Eric Clark. Present. Yeah, that's it.
We have quorum. Moving on, are there going to be any amendments to tonight's agenda? Senator Perkins.
All right, bear with me. So I move to amend the agenda to add the verification of 9/17 meeting minutes to the agenda under new business. And I move to amend the agenda to add judicial updates after executive updates. And I move to amend the agenda to move the establishment of committees to after announcements and before open forum.
So could you repeat that going a little slower?
All of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I move to amend the agenda to add the verification of the 9/17 meeting minutes to under new business. And I move to amend the agenda to add judicial updates to after the executive updates. And I move to amend the agenda to move the establishment of committees to after announcements and before open forum.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. President Pro Tempore Sam seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Oh, I was confused.
Moving on, executive updates. I will speak more about it later. Before next Wednesday, I'm going to need office hours from each of you. Please send those in an email to me. They have to be between the times of 10 to 4, Monday through Friday. So whenever that opening is in your schedule, you need at least 1 hour for the week, so please get those to me ASAP. Executive updates, SGU President Machino.
Yes, good evening, everyone, how we doing? Good, how are you? Doing good. Really quickly from me. You guys should have all gotten an email from VPO Compton. It was a little document I made for, university appointments. Part of my job is to be on university committees and also, task students to sit on university committees. And I thought no place better but senators of the SGU Senate. If you guys have it in front of you, the documents, I'm not gonna read over the whole thing. I do wanna highlight that I've been asked by the faculty senate to put students on the library committee, technology committee, environmental committee, collaborative committee, and the Catholic Identity Committee. If you guys are interested in that, I would like to set up, not interviews, but conversations with you guys just to see who would be good where. As of right now, I'm the point of contact for all these committees, just because it is my job to do that as the chief representative. But I would like to put SGU senators on there. This does not require the Senate's approval. This is solely just me picking somebody and then going there, but I would prefer to put a senator there. If you guys, if whoever is interested, please contact me. I would be more than happy to have conversations to put you guys there. Does anybody have any questions relating to that? No? Sweet, okay. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Again, those committees are going to be, if you'd like to write this down and take notes.
And they do want to do that ASAP, sorry, so.
University Library Committee, University Technology Advisory, University Environmental Committee, Collaborative Community Committee, and the Catholic Identity Committee. Again, those are all in that email that was sent to you following the original agenda email. As per the updated agenda, the judicial update.
Good evening. Did everybody get copies of my opinions? Okay, just wanted to make sure. So I know I was long-winded at the last Senate meeting. Won't be that today. I'm sorry that I took a lot of y'all's time during that meeting. So these are the two opinions from the court cases over the summer. The one that I really want to look at is SCC-25-01, which was our review of statute. We declared a certain statute, piece of statute unconstitutional and struck it from the statutes. So if you go into the updated statutes, and the first thing you'll see is a little paragraph that is struck through. That means it's null and void. It's no longer binding. So y'all have the option to either leave it alone or to pass legislation to try to replace it with something that aligns with the opinion. So that's what I had for y'all. And then the second opinion just had to do with executive authority. It had to do with the president. Is there a hierarchy on the executive board? The answer is no. There are co-equals. And they all have to make decisions together. They're all independently elected and independent leaders. So that's what I had for y'all today. And does anybody have any questions on the opinions at all?
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, guys.
Moving on to new business, the chair is in search for a motion to bring bill number 2 by SG President Machino onto the floor. Senator Brown. Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Pro Tem for seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Secretary Clark, may you please read off the bill?
Okay, so bill 2 states, whereas the student government recognizes the importance of promoting health awareness and supporting community causes, whereas the student government union seeks to actively participate and contribute to campus events that benefit the student body and align with our values, whereas a breast cancer awareness volleyball game is being planned to raise awareness and support for this critical health issue. Whereas the executive board and the Senate wish to allocate funds to assist with the expenses associated with this event. whereas funding for this event may include, but is not limited to, t-shirts and other promotional items. Whereas the use of student government union funds for t-shirts necessitates the inclusion of the student government union logo on said t-shirts to appropriately recognize our contribution. Therefore, the student government union allocates a total of $1,500 to sponsor the breast cancer awareness volleyball game. Therefore, a sum of $1,000 shall be drawn from the executive board's budget, and therefore a sum of $500 shall be drawn from the Senate's budget.
Thank you very much. The bill is now open for discussion. Senator Freitas,
I'd like to move to add my name as a co-sponsor on the bill.
second. Pro Tempore Simon seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Senator Rivera.
Can I have a minute of you guys? Okay. So when it comes to this bill, primarily our responsibility is basically to be responsible and share the resources, keeping the needs of the entire group and future events in mind. From a budgetary standpoint, spending this amount of money now could limit our flexibility later and reduce the impact that we can make across all planned activities. Example, Moonlight Breakfast. Moonlight Breakfast, we put money onto Moonlight Breakfast to do the event. We already have $4,000 since we already gave $1,000 in our last bill. If we give $500 of this bill, we're gonna have $3,500. What is gonna ensure that we're gonna have enough money to do Moonlight Breakfast and also other events that the other committees want to do along the whole semester? It is our second meeting and we still have 3 months to go.
Senator Polanco.
I agree with Kevin because we need to lower it to have funds for other things.
Senator Deemer.
I agree with the sentiment. However, I do think it's a very important that I sponsor the bill, so it's evident. So with that, I would like to make an amendment to the bill that is all right with everyone. Instead of the phrase, therefore, a sum of $1,000 shall be drawn from the executive board's budget, I would like to increase the number to $1,250. And then for the Senate's budget, instead of saying 500, I would like to say it for 250.
Is there a second?
I second.
Second.
Senator Rivera seconds. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Point of privilege. Can I stand up and get someone real quick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Eric, got the amendment? Is there any more discussion? President Pro Tempore Simon.
Yeah, this won't take very long, guys, but I'm also a sponsor of this bill. I know in the past, it's been very popular. I know my high school did stuff for breast cancer. It's very popular in October. I think it's a great look for us, especially if we can get that student government seal on it. It's good for branding. Not that we want to use that as branding, but it gets our name out there. It helps us look good, as well as it could get other people interested in wanting to, help support a cause. Like for next year, for senators that could join after their freshman year or whatever year, they say, oh, that's awesome. They're doing this for this great cause. I want to be a part of that. So that's why I think we keep this up. And yeah, I think it's a very important one to pass.
Thank you. Senator Brown.
I'm trying to look for my other paper, but I guess I fell to the same thing. So just come back to me when I find it.
Okay, Senator Perkins.
Oh, I want to give my speaking time to President Machino.
Okay, thank you. Really quickly, I didn't want to speak about the bill and the amendment itself. The executive board already made previous motion to allocate $1,000 of their budget towards this. So the 250, I'm not too sure.
Well, I can. They can allocate what they want from their budget,
Oh.
right? So if you guys want to do 250, you can. You can like strongly suggest that E-board picks up the other 250. Right, like that would be what you can do. And that's fine. But at the end, like, you can't force Ebor to do the rest.
Yeah, what you said, but also, we already did make a motion to approve 1,000 from our part on this. Originally, I was gonna put 1,000 from Senate, but that obviously was a bad idea, so I knocked it down to 5. I know you made a very good point about not blowing through everything, and that's why I think 500 is still appropriate. I did have a previous meeting with, do you guys know Heidi D'Ambrosio, Special Assistant to Dr. Jenshaw? I had a meeting with her about this event, and she really did want SGU support. And I told her for the executive board position, we could give at least 1,000. Obviously, I didn't promise anything on behalf of Senate. I think it's still appropriate to give 1,500. I know that the executive board, when it comes to monetary and anything with Moonlight, for the new senators, executive board typically runs most of the financial portion. Typically, it's like, what, $5 grand-ish, 7-ish? And Senate usually gives like $1 grand, $2 grand maybe. So on that part, I totally agree with you. Don't dismiss it at all. I still think though, from the executive board side, the extra 250 could be on. So yeah, I just wanna say we already did do something. Obviously, I'm not gonna say like, you guys need to spend $500, I'm gonna make you do that. Not doing that at all. But I do wanna emphasize that, student affairs is wanting us to participate both monetarily and literally. So any amendments like this that could shift the dynamic, I would be worried about. So yeah, I just want to speak on that.
So, just as, once again, it's a teachable thing. You guys can spend what you want to spend, right? If you think 250 is good, you can put it back in the report, and then you can say, okay, Ebor, if you really think it's an important event, spend the other 250, right? Up to you guys, okay? But if you wanted to change this, you've already made an amendment to change it down to 250 that you guys have pretty much all passed, right? That you just did. So right now, the motion on the floor is for you guys to spend 250. Okay? Because it was amended down, just so you guys understand where you're at right now.
Senator Deemer?
I'm just gonna course correct, the 1,000 part then, so whatever, I moved to amend the whole executive board budget to remain at 1,000, just so that's on paper.
I second.
Who was that a seconded?
You can do that.
Senator Brown, second. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Yeah, I got it. Senator Curtis?
Point of information, is the student government union able to source funding from outside the budget allocated by the university?
Yes, we are.
Are we
Outside of-
able to source funding from outside of the budget allocated by the
Are
university?
you asking outside of the SG executive board budget and Senate budget? Do we have money?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
There's multiple different,
Did you mean
Is
like
that what you're asking?
fundraising?
Like sponsorship?
Yeah, like
Just
hypothetical, just a hypothetical question. Yeah. Are we able to?
There's nothing,
nothing
Against
prohibits
it.
that.
yeah, if you guys like found sponsors to do that, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just on you guys to find someone to do it.
All right, thank you.
Senator Dunlap?
Can you guys expand on some of the expenses besides shirts?
Would the author like to speak on this?
From what I'm aware of, for the main part of that meeting, we talked about t-shirts, because that's what they were pushing. Any other expenses, it made it sound like student affairs and athletics was specifically the spirit team. We run finances on that. I know when we were talking hypotheticals, originally it was like 2,000, 1,000 from Senate, 1,000 from the executive board. They were talking about maybe, it was a lot, it was like about 500 t-shirts. With it being 1,500, it'd probably be knocked down to like 350, 400. If we do 1,250, maybe 250, 300, so it keeps going lower and lower. So the main part of the main conversation was t-shirts, everything else, Jen Shaw said that, Marcel, the VP of Athletics, is already giving 2,000. That wasn't specified what that was going for. Anything else from the Spirit team would probably pick up anything like Chick-fil-A, beads, whatever little necessities like that. This primarily would be for the t-shirts, if not only for the t-shirts. So yeah, did I answer your question?
Senator Deemer?
I don't want to say this on here and there, but I also have a question.
Yeah.
Do we know how many people typically attend the volleyball breast cancer awareness event itself or game?
So from multiple years of being here
Yeah.
and being told numbers and everything like that, it's a couple hundred students, it's a lot of students. And so Heidi wanted to push for us to give as much as possible, obviously without breaking the bank. That they want to advertise this game like crazy. And obviously, the more shirts there are, the more enticing it's gonna be, the more the university is able to give to students. And so that's why I was pressing originally for 1,500. A couple hundred students is gonna be.
Answer your question.
I have a question. I have a good question. What day is this event?
The date has not been planned yet, but it's gonna be in October, because typically is breast cancer awareness month is in October. If I remember correctly, it's gonna be one of maybe the 2 first weeks of October, I think.
Next time, wait till you're called upon.
Oh, sorry.
Senator
Sorry about
Brown?
that.
You're good.
I have 2 questions, or one's a question and then the other one's just a note. At the bottom of the bill, I would like to point everyone to, it does says that any funds that are not used for this event shall be returned to respective budgets. So, yes, I know some of you are about spending 500 from our budget, but if it's not used, we get it back. So once the event is over, we can ask how much of the funds was used and if we get anything back. The second thing I would like to ask is it possible that we could do a small fundraiser up until the date of the event to raise more money?
From what I'm aware of, this was kind of the deadline date to get the money in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with no.
Good. Senator Deemer?
To be fair, just on that, you can always raise money for a cause like this, That doesn't mean like it would go towards
Yeah.
the event, but philanthropy is always a good idea, that's what I'm saying. There's no like limit on it, I guess.
Senator Deemer? Did you have anything to?
I'm gonna move the first time to Senator Pieta.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just had a question for Luigi. I was wondering, is the bulk of the cost for the money that we're giving, whether it's 250 or 500, is the bulk of that cost towards t-shirts or is something else?
Yes, from what I'm aware of, majority, if not all, this is gonna go towards t-shirts.
So would we be able to hypothetically get a quote for that cost? Because I feel like a lot of people would feel better if we knew the number of what they're gonna say of here's this, so it kind of wrestle easier there.
I think I can manage that.
Okay, I think that, I don't know, speak to everyone else. I feel like that'd make me personally
No,
feel
that's
more
right.
inclined to give more money if I knew t-shirts this much money instead of, you said the other teams are gonna allocate that money and manage our money. That kind of makes me nervous. So if we knew a number, that'd be great for me at least.
Thank you.
Advisor McElveen?
I can also share that once it was gonna work a little bit backwards. So yes, they know what it's going to cost per shirt, but how many shirts we ultimately order is gonna be based on how much funding was available.
Okay. Senator Rivera?
I just wanted to clarify my point, because I was worried, yes, I read the last part of the bill. My point was still stand because just how are we gonna necessarily ensure that that money is gonna go to us back? Because if it is money that's gonna go only to t-shirts and they're saying depending of how much money that is gonna be put, towards the t-shirts, how are we gonna make sure that that money is gonna actually come to us again?
Councilor McAvoy.
The money's only gonna leave your account. It's not gonna leave your account before, it's only gonna leave to pay the bill. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's never, it never left you anyways.
But from what Don is saying, if there's $1,250 worth, that, all that money is gonna be used towards shirts. There's $1,500 worth, all of that money. It's not like, oh, we found out we've got less shirts. They're gonna order the number of shirts they can order
For
based on
within
how
that
much
amount.
money you guys have.
Right, so if the total ends up, let's say, right, that you have $1,500 available. And the closest we get to that is $1,489, right, that other $11 is just never leaving.
Senator Freitas, did you still have something to say?
Yes, sir, I was. I might have a question for President Machino. When is the absolute deadline on your end that you have to submit the funding for this for?
Today. So that was part, so to clarify that meeting, good question, to clarify that meeting, originally, we were asked to give the brunt of, the executive board, because at the time you guys were not in session, to give the brunt of that money, and I said, that's kind of an ouchie. And so I asked, when is the absolute last day? And he said today. Once we get the green light today, we're good.
Senator Deemer.
I'm just going to, I move to amend once more the allocation money for the Senate from 250 to 350.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconds. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
So the bill is at $350 right now, guys.
Senator Castillo.
From the Senate. It was down to $250, now it's at $350.
Who seconded that?
Senator Castillo.
So I know we're worried about like future events, but as a new center, I have no idea what events that come after this are. If we could like talk about what other events we are looking forward to, and if you know a rough amount, how much we usually spend on that.
So as mentioned earlier, for the fall semester, again, we get 5,000 per semester. That's gonna be that moonlight breakfast, which in the past has varied from $1,000 to $2,000. It just every year kind of goes in between that boundary. From the Senate's half, I don't believe that there's any heavy hitting events in the fall. I know in the spring we do moonlight breakfast as well as Leo Love Week typically. Again, that's a whole different budget. You look like you're itching to say something, SG President Regina.
I can't speak on that.
Something like to yield time, Senator Brown.
I don't recall if it has been stated to you guys yet before, regarding budgets, how it previously used to work. For example, since you guys get 10,000 for the whole year, it used to be whatever you don't spend in the fall can roll over to the spring. We have 5,000 to spend this semester, you have 5,000 to spend next semester. That's just how we've been told it is. There's really not much we can do about that. So what I've been urged to inform the entire union is if you have $5,000 to spend this semester, spend it, because it's not gonna roll over anymore. Trust me, I don't like that as much as you do. So I just want to remind you guys of that.
Senator,
Can I just also add?
Supervisor Orlando.
The same thing for the executive board.
But also like, just because you've done stuff in the past, right, doesn't mean you guys can't come up with new ways to spend the money, right? And so, yes, spend the money, spend the 5,000, but you still should be, smart about how you spend the 5,000. You guys might have an idea or something that you might want to invest in. You might have something you want to work on. Just because it hasn't been done before, doesn't mean not to try it or not to do it.
Senator Deemer.
Also, to answer that question, there's smaller events that people usually throughout semesters usually do, and I think the highest I've ever seen gone up to is like $500. Like I did that personally last semester for an event, and so it's just like small amounts typically. I wouldn't say they ask for crazy usually, but sometimes if you want to do like a certain refurbishment, like upgrade to like a certain area, then that also obviously will increase it.
Senator Dunlap.
Is there anything being done to actually raise money towards breast cancer awareness or?
So to my understanding, President Michino, correct me if I'm wrong here, this is an event just raising awareness. I don't think that this event itself is raising money.
The team itself does raise money, but like this is not specifically going towards that.
As mentioned earlier, though, by all means, if you would like to set up a fundraiser event, any number of you can are more than welcome to do that. So just keep that in mind going forward. Senator Dunlap.
And like previously, have the students worn the shirts at the game or do they just receive them at the game?
I would say that they typically wear them at the game and then a good bit afterwards as well.
You'll see them around campus a lot.
Yeah. Senator Blanca.
I was gonna say, like, what, how, is there a community that deals with fundraisers? Because we did fundraise.
So especially with this being like breast cancer awareness, that'd be the philanthropy committee. If that answers your question. Senator Deemer.
I'd like to move the previous question.
Senator Deemer moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Brown seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The floor is open to public comment. There is no members of the public here unless any of you would like to speak. No. Public comment is closed. All those in favor of passing bill number 2, please raise your hand. All right.
Make sure you guys have your hands up all the way to where you can see them.
18.
18. Thank you. All opposed, please raise your hand. 18-0. The ayes have it. Bill passes. All right. Moving on. Announcements. All set of meetings again. They're going to be having in here for the rest of the year. I don't foresee that happening. If we have some sort of special Senate meeting, we're past the kind of high point of if a hurricane happens or any extenuating circumstances like the roof would collapse in Tico, that'll be well addressed if that happens. Let's hope it doesn't happen. It leaked last year, but that just stopped us from having a meeting. Again, as I said earlier, office hours. In our governing documents, every senator is obligated to have at least one office hour. Please send me those by next Wednesday, ASAP, as soon as possible. Again, between the hours of 10 to 4, inside of those office hours, that is you sitting in the SGU office, working on union work, or if nobody's already out there, please go set up outside the food pantry. The key is right inside the office on a little hook. I think it's like an egg that's attached to it. Unlock the door, sit there. If a person can have 5 items from there for a week. When someone walks in there, make sure they only have 5 or less, have them sign out what they have, and help them on their merry way. Due to earlier's amendment to the agenda, we'll now do we'll now have everyone in the committees. Advisor McLeveen, would you like me to announce the committees or would you like to say? All right. Open forum. Senator Deemer.
Hey guys, Prism exists. So, we have our meetings, they're coming up. They'll be every Tuesday, starting next week, 5 to 6, and a new 6 to 7. Well, and a new. I'm gonna straight legal. Oh, sorry. Every single time it's just 6, 7. I'm like, sorry. That was just recorded too. Okay. Hey.
Please remember, everyone. Everything that you say and do is recorded.
Anyway, 6 to 7. It's in now 202 Kirk Hall. Thank you. That's it.
Senator Dunlap.
Is the food pantry open to student from?
Volunteer?
Yes.
So every student on campus has access to that. During
No,
the,
like the option to volunteer.
the option, can students volunteer for the food pantry?
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with that personally. That's not something we've done in the past, but by all means. I'm just have that addressed with, me or another member of the executive board beforehand, please. Senator Perkins.
Did we approve last meeting's minutes already or no?
No, we did not. We're actually gonna do that after open forum. I believe that's what your amendment was for.
You confused, got confused?
Yeah.
You changed it. So,
Again, usually that's for adjournment here, but the chair's in search for motion to move the previous question, so we can go ahead and approve last meeting's minutes. Senator Rivera? Is there a second?
Second.
Senator, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Chair is in search for motion to approve last meeting's minutes. Senator Brown moves. Is there a second?
Second.
President Pro Tem for 7 seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Are the committees ready?
There's an issue.
There's an issue. Sergeant Wallace.
So, our team, our sporting clays team, we doubled in size and stuff. Last year we only had 9, and this year we have about 24. So we opened up a club team. So anyone interested in trying to learn how to shoot and stuff like that, come and see me. Let me know you guys can join the club team. You can come out to practice once a month, and you can also work your way up to joining the reserves teams, which you can travel to Georgia and Texas. So point that out there. If you guys want to ever come out to practice and stuff, or you want me to teach you guys how to shoot and stuff like that, if you have potential, then we can work with you and stuff on it. That's it.
Senator Day.
October 8th, it's a Wednesday at 7 p.m. There's a Hope Jubilee concert in the Abbey. If you're Catholic, I know this is the year of Jubilee. It happens every 25 years. So of course, it's gonna be pretty long, probably like an hour and a half. It's gonna be a lot of music. It'll be a lot of different music. So if you don't have anything to do, at 7 p.m.
When is that again, buddy? What day is that again?
October 8th.
October 8th. Thank you.
All right. Right now, I believe that President McElveen is handling some issues going on with committees, but Senator Deemer.
Oh, you can also watch me do my thing.
Support your fellow senators. Also, a quick announcement, as said in our first meeting last time, I will not be here for one of the meetings in October, that being this next meeting. So that will be time for President Pro Tem for Sam to shine. Please, everyone, help him out with PB. When he presides, I got all complete faith in him.
It's almost like I'm a substitute teacher, so, you guys better give me a good report to get back to Hunter.
Senator Brown.
So speaking of the concert, because one of my professors, if I go, I get extra credits, so if we don't finish by 7, am I allowed to leave early?
In every Senate meeting,
No, just like for that concert.
that concert, just make sure to send an official email for that.
Work hard, we can finish.
Oh, thank you.
Send an official email with that to both the secretary and I. While if you do these over committees, I'm going to send an email out either after this meeting or tomorrow. That's going to have the WhatsApp chat link in it. Please, everyone, go ahead and download WhatsApp. If you don't have it, it's a great tool to have here at St. Leo. Go ahead and join that WhatsApp chat once everyone's committees meet.
Do we join that chat?
I'm gonna send a link either after this meeting or tomorrow.
Oh,
But once the committees are all announced, you're all going to meet real quick. Exchange phone numbers. Please have a meeting conducted by the time we meet next Wednesday, and let me know who your chairs and vice chairs are ASAP. Once again, you cannot hold more than one officer position, such as Sergeant Wallace cannot be the chair of research and marketing. If you're chair of research and marketing, you can't be the chair of philanthropy, etc.
Here's just a thought so that like people can just bear with me. if you're just gonna meet in committees here and talk about when your meetings are, as long as everyone agrees to stay, like, once you're done with your things, you can leave if you adjourn first. Just a thought. I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying. You don't have to. But just stay and meet with your group as you know what committee. And then you can adjourn so that when you're done meeting with your committee, you can go, you don't have to wait for other committees to be done dealing with their stuff. I'm just putting that out there.
Okay, so since,
So,
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Oh my god.
so I do have to acknowledge that motion. You can all say aye or nay. Is there a second?
Wait.
If there's no second.
If there's no second, then the motion fails. Seconds, the motion has failed.
No. Even after we meet with the.
That's not what you.
Hey guys, let's make sure we have honor respect.
Hunter has the floor.
During this time of figuring some stuff out, if you all have organizations that you're part of, that you have upcoming meetings for, feel free to raise your hands and tell your fellow senators about those meetings. It's best for senators to be involved in the community outside of their usual constituencies. President Pro Tem Thor Salmon.
Alrighty, guys, so club hockey, we are in Tampa this weekend. USF both nights. Friday night is at Advent Health Center Ice, which is over in Wesley Chapel. And then Saturday night is at Nest Hockey Academy, which is also in Wesley Chapel. That's a little closer because Advent is about 20 minutes. Nest is about 10. You can follow the Instagram of St. Leo Club Hockey on Instagram. I believe the times for both of those games are at 7. Don't quote me on that, but if you want to follow the Instagram, that's great. We want to try to get as many students out there as possible. Wear your St. Leo swag. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Senator Redeemer.
And Treehouse needs volunteers at the greenhouse. So I'm gonna help shape that up a little bit.
You want to tell us a little bit about what Treehouse does?
Like what Treehouse does in the greenhouse. Okay, I'll just do that. Treehouse is the ecology club on campus. It's run by Tim. It's part of the honors program. He's also part of their board now. Very lovely guy. They're very chill. They usually talk about either local wildlife here, the ecology here of the campus, and then also just the general surrounding area of Florida. And the greenhouse is seen better days. But if we get more volunteers, and Tim's been talking to me about it, like either people in the club or outside of it to at least like over there help clean up a little bit. It started looking a little bit nicer. So like the greenhouse is by the Chantel, by the way, like that weird looking gray building. That's the greenhouse, and then all the wild plants that kind of haven't been tended to. So if you guys want to help, you're free, like throughout the day, like either talk to me or talk to him, give him his email.
Thank you very much. Senator Rivera.
Hey y'all, I'm an RA, so I have a program tomorrow. If you guys could at least attend for like 5 minutes so I can get y'all's ID, it would be amazing. But if you do decide to stay, there is a chance of winning $15 Amazon gift card. From my end, it's spent from my money to you guys. And it's gonna be in apartment 5 arcade room, 7 p.m. It's gonna be like a little trivia night of San Leo, fun facts and stuff like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think we're good.
Just waiting on the activities. Upcoming event and starting October, that is Mary Cannon Cabot Beautification Month. For those who do not know, I don't know the entire story, so I'm not gonna speak on what I do not know here. Mary Cannon Cabot was a very important figure in the community. She was always known for that road you see right outside the university. She'd go pick up a lot of litter, help keep the environment very clean. After she passed, the town of St. Leo has, for the past 2 years, I believe, 2 years, has conducted Mary Cannon Cabot Beautification Month. On specific days, there's certain events such as weed eating, picking different weeds, cleaning up certain areas around the university as well as town. I will have that in the next announcements for the next meeting regarding specific dates. But you can also follow the Town of St. Leo on their Instagram to sign up on the registration form there. So please, if you have any questions, you can ask me, or you can follow them on their Instagram and ask them there. But it's a great opportunity to get the volunteer hours. Again, for volunteer hours, if you don't know how to do those, please come to me after. Any sort of volunteering you do for St. Leo University organization, outside organization, can all go towards those hours. Senator Deemer.
If you are part of honors, this Friday, there's a world of coffee and tea with Dr. Boyce in the library. It's lovely, love talking to him. Well, 11 of them, my bad. Love him, as professor or his program, like me or Simon. It's pretty great. And also for honors credit, the women's volleyball game that Friday also counts towards it. So I don't know if any of you guys are in honors, like maybe some like 4 people I can see here. But yeah. And if not, I think you can also still show up, I think. Right? Basically a volleyball game. So.
Thank you very much. Senator Zipperstein.
Motion to move to close open forum.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Trying to think how we can do this. Again, committee will be handed out very shortly. Thank you all for bearing with us. Thank you very much.
There's nothing on the floor.
Oh, never mind. I think you got it. Senator Rivera.
I move to recess the Senate meeting for 5 minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Zipperstein seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We're 5 minutes back here, everyone,
Your response is staying after. Your response is staying after. Yes.
Yes.
You want to, are you interested? I was thinking about you anyway, when I read your email. Send me, actually, I'll send you my availability. And then we can find a time to talk. But just because, like, you're already interested, like, but I do want to and then, like I said in the email, and I meant that it would, if it's something true that and others see, I know this has been a debate before with cycling bins and everything like that, we can do something. We really, we can bring here, we can bring them down. We can push it. I would say chronologically, let's talk first, because I think the committee is more pressing issue. At least like that, that's what they're telling me. And then we three, including whatever his name is, then we can talk and then we'll go from there.
Okay. I'll reach out again to everybody saying, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. Okay, thank you very much. So once they're into anything too much that you no, just withdrawal. Yes.
I think they're not any
I would have to be in my, I can't make that call anymore.
No, I just feel like I'm like important. I'm sick anything, so then I'm like, I do something wrong. Hey guys, look at me
However, you can't swap, so like, let's say you're in. You have to like drop one, you can't
just figure out myself too. I'm
Oh, he left.
I wanted to play. I want to be biased. I just did marketing and research.
Oh, well, no, wait.
I have an RA advantage out of 10
Remember, like I said, you can adjourn now.
If I didn't have to, this one,
I'm glad I haven't had to ask you. I don't think anybody
I'll try my best. Come back to order, everyone. Please be seated. Sergeant Walls, keep me up real quick.
Auburn, they're like that way outside. Here's the way it only works. Excuse me, sir.
Let's wait for everyone to get back in here.
You get that?
Again, I'm gonna go ahead and read off the committees. Please note which committees you are in, whether that be 1 or 2. And just a reminder, as Advisor Orlando said beforehand, after I read the committees, you're more than welcome to make a motion to adjourn so that y'all can meet and then are not held here by anything. Advisor Max.
Can I ask the chair? So everyone got the #1 committee they wanted to be in. A lot of people also got their #2 if they said they were interested in more than one. A few people potentially got their 3rd or 4th choice if they were interested in the 2nd one. So know that you're not necessarily bound to any committee. You need to be in at least one, but if you decide that you want to withdraw yourself from a committee, that's fine. You just need to notify us.
Everyone back in? Do you know where Senator Brown is, Sergeant?
No, she's
I
not
started
out
walking.
there. I even checked the bathroom.
I started walking that direction.
She's like over by.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and let's back.
Justice Parks scoring around.
Senator Brown, welcome back.
Sorry, I almost got ran over crossing the street.
Don't get run over, please.
I witnessed that. To be fair,
All right,
I
y'all.
was going Aaliyah.
All right, so as previously stated, I'm gonna go ahead and read off the committees. Please note which you are in. Philanthropy Committee shall be the following. Senator Broussard, Senator Polanco, Senator Deemer, Senator Dunlap, Senator Faridas, Senator Brown, Senator Young, Senator Clark, Senator Alexander. The Governmental Affairs Committee shall be the following. Senator Faida, Sergeant Wallace, Senator Day, Senator Perkins, President Pro Tempore Salmon, Senator Brown, Senator Claude, Senator Rivera, and Senator Clark. Research and marketing shall be the following. President Pro Tempore Salmon, Senator Alexander, Senator Zilberstein, Senator Rivera, Senator Claude, Senator Castillo, Senator Jump, Senator Young, and Senator Dunlap. Appropriations Committee shall be the following. Senator Castillo, Senator Draper III, Senator Jump, Senator Broussard, Senator Polanco, Sergeant Wallace, and Senator Perkins. Those are your committees for the year, ladies and gentlemen. Senator Day. Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Brown seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Remember everyone, meet up with your committees, get phone numbers exchanged. I need those office hours. Have one committee meeting before next Wednesday, everyone, please. Yes. Get busy. Everyone else can patrol. Let's figure out which one of these. Let's try
That was.
Who's saying that's Senator Brown?